to the Love is Blind Season 8 finale party and reunion party. Normally I do these live streams separate, but today, or this season, it just worked out better because they released the finale and reunion so close together. And also, the finale was very predictable, I would say, more than any other season. So I decided to do them together. And yeah, we are here. Daylight savings has me a little messed up, to be honest. It's been a long weekend. If you haven't seen, I posted a vlog today about how I went and to this big Love is Blind pop-up event here in Austin for South by Southwest and met some of the cast. And actually I met like pretty much the entire cast of season 8. Some interactions were bigger, some were smaller, but like it's super weird. I never thought in my plans, because they posted about this so late out of nowhere. I had no idea this was gonna happen. So yeah, and I started a little early. Yeah, the reunion. I'm like right on the dot. I watched it a little bit sped up to give myself a moment to regroup and like get my notes together. But yeah, wacky reunion. Thank you for watching the vlog, Bailey Ann. Thank you. Yeah, it was exciting. I had no expectations, and it's a hassle getting like anywhere during South by Southwest downtown. It's just like the most major event of the city, and like our infrastructure is not very good. It's kind of like a small city, so it's a mess. It's a total mess. So it's like really a feat to make it down there, unless you like have a badge and can really take advantage. It was a big deal when I was in school. I would volunteer during spring break, and that was like the big deal. But like nowadays with a job, I can't do South by as much anymore. But yeah, thank you. And let me get I'm trying to get the chat up here. I always forget to put y'all up here. There. Thanks so much, Michael. You watch the vlog. Jackson, Taylor. I get so parasocial with vlogs. Oh yeah, I saw you comment. Yeah, I really was like out of my comfort zone doing it, to talk to y'all about it, just for the plot, doing it for the plot, And it was like free and it was easy to get into, so it honestly worked out really well in the end, and I got some really fun interactions. The song Callie at the end of the reunion was so good. That guy, who is that guy? Is he famous? Like Alex Warren? That's really not my type of music, but like I couldn't. At first I was like, oh my god, is it gonna be Alex from the show? But it wasn't him. It was a different Alex. But yeah, I'm right on the dot. If you started the reunion right when it dropped on Netflix, then you probably just ended it. Yeah, the song, it was funny, the song, so they played like a song at the end, which actually international seasons have been doing. Quite a few of them have done that, because especially the Latin American seasons, they have like a theme song for the season that plays on all the credits. So like at the end you get a performance, and it's like by then the song, so you're like bopping to it. That's how it was for like Mexico and Argentina. Kind of looked, yeah, he kind of looked like him, like Alex. That's why I got scared it was him. But no, it was a real guy. Heck yeah, Ariel, I love free do it for the plot events. Yeah, totally. Yeah, the Argentina song was a bop. I loved it. I still remember it. It's like no, it wasn't that Alex. It was a different guy. He sounded like the Benson Boone trend, I feel like, of artists right now, that are like ballady and have like good vocals, whatever. But yeah, it was like a whole like Love is Blind themed music video with the pods, and people were coming out of them. It was a whole production. But yeah, what are y'all thoughts on the reunion? Um, I mean, okay, I haven't even talked about the finale. Well, yeah. Let me give my disclaimer real quick. Well, no. Sorry. I'm a mess today. I've been, South by Southwesting and then daylight savings and then editing vlog. And I'm so bad at vlogs. The vlog is scrappy. Thank you all so much for watching it. um, I don't leave this room and I don't like to leave this room, so it's not my forte making that kind of content. I love watching vlog content, and I still am not good at it naturally. So happy for 8D. Yeah, lots of interesting updates. They did a fun top 5 countdown, top 5 moments of Love is Blind that I don't agree with at all. So I will be doing my own top moments ranking because what was that? I know that people voted, but people have recency bias, and I'm not having it. So yeah, welcome back to the Miscellaneous channel. We're doing miscellaneous things. I'm Zeleny. We're live. I cover a lot of Love is Blind, reality TV, pop culture, internet trends, and other miscellaneous things. Please subscribe if that's your vibe. We're so close to 3,800 subscribers. I'm right on the edge, so that would be really nice. And yeah, let me roll the intro. Sorry, I can never get smooth about running the intro on this. Okay, so let me start with general updates we got at the reunion. It was the 5-year anniversary of Love is Blind, so they were doing a thing. That's why they did the song at the end. We got like a little montage of the past, which was really cute. It was kind of like nostalgic, like, oh my god, it's been 5 years. That's crazy. Especially seeing like the clips from the older seasons. And yeah, we got the top 5 moments, and like most of them were from season 6, and I'm like, season 6 wasn't even like, it was a good season, but it wasn't like the most iconic season ever. I'm trying to think. Season 4 and 1 are in my top. I guess season 6 is kind of up there by default. It had some good moments. But I don't know. I wasn't that into the couples. I actually kind of like season 7 last season. That's more in my top. I don't know. Anyway, yeah, Jimmy, he didn't get to. Oh, yeah, he did get to. Yeah, Jimmy was not as consequential as they were making it seem in this top 5. And I blame, the fandom, whoever voted, even though I did try to vote on stream before the season aired, and I couldn't get it to work, so maybe they were rigging the poll. But okay, number 5 was the Megan Fox moment. I see. I mean, yes, these moments, all the moments from 6 that made it on here. So number 5, Megan Fox moment, when Chelsea said she looked like Megan Fox, and Jimmy, it was, the rest was history with him, and he proposed after that. Number 4 was Garrett's glow up. What was that? Like, how is that an iconic moment? Like, it's a thing, but and above the Megan Fox moment, there's no way. That one was the most weird one, and I was confused. Maybe because he was recent. I don't know what that was. Okay, yeah, Chelsea and Jimmy were pretty iconic. Zach and Bliss didn't feature. Yeah, I feel like one of the gaggiest moments was when they when she took him back, like officially after they met up. I would definitely put that at number 4 if I'm gonna choose something for Garrett's glow. Like, Garrett's glow up? What are they talking about? You think Garrett's gonna be on Perfect Match 3, Callie? He's married. Or Zach's terrible singing. Yeah, the singing. Anything with Zach and Bliss. And then number 3 was the Laura and Jeremy fight, where he went to Sarah Ann's house. Pam, your top moment was Cole and his nasty toilet. Yeah. That's a good one. Yeah, I feel like there's no, I don't know, they don't mention any earlier season stuff. Okay, number two was Lauren and Cameron's reveal. Like, it's weird because Lauren and Cameron are not, or like, they are iconic. I don't know if I would pinpoint it to the reveal. I would have maybe done like their wedding instead because it was like gaggy that they said yes. It was season one. We didn't realize like people were gonna say yes. Um, but yeah, I mean anything with Lauren and Cameron does belong in the top for sure. And then number one was the EpiPen. The when you see what you missed out on, you are going to choke. By Jess to Jimmy again. That's funny. And Jess gave like an acceptance speech for the number one, the number one moment. She sent in like a, sorry I couldn't be there, but thank you so much to the voters. Thank you to the Academy. That was so funny to me. The acceptance speech. Yeah, so I don't know if I would put them in this order. And also the Garrett's glow up does not belong here. Everything else does belong somewhere in the top. But yeah, where is Cole's nasty toilet? Where is I was thinking of one. Oh, like Jessica season one with the dog drinking out of the glass. I feel like that was an iconic moment. Or Jessica in general that season. Janina running away in the wedding dress. Like that was, peak cinema on this show. I Choose Me by Deep D. I think that would have been, that's an iconic moment. Like, what else? Season 5 was a flop, so nothing from 5. Tangerine Gate. Yeah. The mac and cheese. Honestly, I think, what's his name? Not Cole, but he was just like Cole. Nick from season 7. Not knowing how to boil pasta is more iconic than Garrett's glow up. Like, Garrett's glow up is like fine, it's there, but it wasn't like a moment. Um, Bailey says it was a flop moment. Miss Jessica, she's a queen. The Sarah Ann fight was pretty iconic. Yeah, I mean, Laura, Jeremy, and Sarah Ann all belong. Like, them on the jet skis. That was funny. The mac and cheese. Was that that guy, the creepy guy, Steven? Oh, yeah, gross. I always forget about the mac and cheese. I think I, you know, wipe it from my memory due to trauma. The duck thing, the Hannah's list, like the 10 things I hate about you list. There's a lot of crazy moments. And there were some good ones here, but the glow up was random. Who voted for that? They bought the award. I need to go through, they have like a top 15 list somewhere. I'm not going to do that right now, but I want to do my own ranking, and I'm going to try to be more analytical about it. Not that, I'm trying to overrule democracy, but these top 5 were in a weird order to me. But yeah, okay, so those were the top moments. And then we also got this random update from AD and Ollie, which I had forgotten about, but I feel like I remember when the rumors were circling about them. There was like a photo of them on the street, and they were like holding hands or something. So it was kind of coming back to me, and then I was like, oh my God, that's so random. And then so much happened in that update. First of all, I was like, what the fuck? Also, why are they at this reunion? Like, just taking the limelight from season 8. Like, that's how boring season 8 was. They had to bring in reinforcements from UK and season 6. But then they were promoting Perfect Match 3, and apparently they're on it. But then the promo turned into a proposal, and Ollie proposed to AD. But also the Perfect Match season hasn't come out yet, so is it like spoilers that they end up together. Oh my God, Brittany and Leo. Yeah, that's an iconic moment already, very recent. So yeah, like, I was just like, it was shock after shock after shock with AD and Ollie. But it was fun, and it was like very on brand. It made sense once the proposal hit. I was like, okay, I get why they're here. Like, this is a big deal. And Love is Blind, like, their main thing is engagements, proposals, weddings. And so if someone has that going on, they're going to showcase it. But yeah, so I don't understand if this is honestly, it's kind of a smart way to promote Perfect Match, because I don't know about I don't know if y'all watch it. Maybe y'all can say if y'all watch Perfect Match. I never watch those shows because they're just so like nothing. I don't know. It's just like whatever. But I feel like now people might tune in if they know Ollie and AD got together and that they met on that show, presumably. So that's it's an interesting kind of reverse engineering of the promotion. Right? I feel like I'm more curious to watch it just for that, to be like, is that going to be a thing? Okay, Taylor says the perfect match that wins is never a real good match, so they probably didn't win but left together. Yeah, Bailey, I've never watched. Yeah, I watched like a couple episodes to try to recap it once, and then I was like, I can't do this. I can't do this at all. Yeah, but it's still dumb because I know the winning couple won't be engaged. Yeah, it's very like, it's more like team and strategic rather than finding love, and that's fine. It's not that type of show, but and yeah, Pam says it could be a good way to counter the claims that people just go on there for clout. Yeah, I mean, this could be. I was wondering if they were trying to like change the image of Perfect Match and show them. I don't know. It felt like an interesting way to promote it, and I'm interested to see how it plays out. I don't know if I'll watch it, but I'll keep up with like Reddit or something. I did. Oh yeah, she also promoted her podcast, and Netflix gave her a whole promotion for that. She's gonna talk about reality, and like interview reality people. So, she adds. Are Deepti and Natalie still doing their podcast? I think they are. I feel like they show up on my YouTube. But she will join the ranks, I guess, of the reality podcasts. And good for her. She has a great voice. I was reminded of that when she was there. But She's Fierce, good for them. I hope they're genuine. It's kind of wild. Our first international relations couple. We already have a, Bachelor Love is Blind couple. So, like, that's been done. But this is new. It's like bringing in the international. And they look great together. They're both very hot, very attractive people. And then finally, we got an update that next season is Denver. So any Denverans in the chat? Yeah, I'm interested to see if the people will be more crunchy and more granola, and more into nature. We already got a pretty casual season with Minneapolis. Honestly, it was the most casual proposals we got and stuff. But yeah, I'm interested in Denver. Can someone explain Madison's receipts on it? Honestly, the Madison, Meg, Alex, Mason, I can't keep up. Whatever, the foursome. I just don't care that much about their drama, but they had drama at the reunion, and I mean, I don't know. It's just very like messy, and it's like it wasn't on camera, so like we don't care. we didn't watch it. I'll get to them. I'm gonna go in order by how they went at the reunion. First, Taylor and Daniel, they're still together. Actually, I was actually scared because if you watch the vlog, it was like a thing that he wasn't wearing his ring in the photo ops, and they were always at separate photo ops. And I didn't think much of the ring because I was like, oh, they probably can't wear it till the reunion airs for spoilers and NDAs. I was like, yeah, that's fine, whatever. But then I was like, why are they at separate photo ops the whole time? I still don't know why, but I never caught them together. But they're still together. And I was surprised at the finale. They mentioned they had not consummated the relationship. And they were getting married. Like, I knew they were very Christian, I guess. But I was like, and they said it wasn't just because of that. But I was like, that's kind of wild. That's a leap of faith right there. But I guess it worked out. They're still together. They had their little montage of their year together being so goofy. She's so crazy. Love her. Uh, um, and, oh, he got a tattoo of Taylor's eyes on his chest, which is wild, but I guess that means, they're solid. They're not going anywhere. um, it was like Ultimatum Season 3, on the nail, it didn't land for me. Wait, what? Was that someone on the season? QR? I forget. QR code? It'll be, Denver. Denver. I didn't hear. I was snoozing. I did not care about their too pronounced. The tattoo was wild. Why did it have like a border? It didn't even have a border. But I mean, I shouldn't be commenting on people's tattoos. Like, it's their body. Who cares? But I'm glad for them. They were made for each other. They bought their first home. He had a whole health scare with his mom, and she's doing good now, which is nice. But that was like part of their holiday, so their Christmas was a little bit like scary, it sounded like. But, they got through it, and his mom sounds like she's doing better. I don't think he should have done that. Also, it's ugly. You said it, not me, Bailey Ann. Yeah. I mean, if the reunion had aired when I saw him, I could have asked to see the tattoo. Actually, no, I don't want him shirtless. Yeah, that was them. There was not much else. They're great. They're a hero couple of the franchise now, and he can't back out. He has the tattoo. It's kind of serious now. Okay, next, Devon and Virginia. Devon and Virginia. Oh my God. That was wild. I mean, I guess it's not surprising though. At the finale, I was not surprised. She said no, as I hoped and expected. She was like, she arrived at the wedding like puffy-eyed. She looked really sad, and it was just so weird. Her friends and family were like, "Yay, girl, you're getting married today," and she was just like, sad. Sad face. Like, did they not pick up on what was gonna happen? But yeah, so she said no. I felt she was too guilty about it. Like, girl, bye. Like, this this guy is not worth all these tears. I mean, he was very heartbroken, so I get, there were feelings there and whatever, but I don't know. I was like, girl, you're better than this. You're better. Good for them. Yeah, Devon was acting childish. I mean, he might have been heartbroken or whatever, but apparently, they never really had the sexual connection, which we had kind of like deduced. And also his politics were not aligned with her. And at the reunion, we learned he kind of like didn't want to say it on camera, which that annoys me. It's like, say it with your chest if you have certain beliefs, and if you're so strong about certain beliefs. Like, why are you afraid to say it on TV if they are your beliefs? We know why. But yeah, so they weren't aligned on those things, and she didn't like how he was like implying that she wasn't voting with her faith, because he was saying like he votes with his faith, and that leads to a certain answer, I'm assuming, and she just didn't like that. And yeah, she ate him up at the reunion. That is correct. Virginia's a strong, polite woman, and the short hair eats. Yeah. Yeah, I already said it, but she was so beautiful. I touched her. She's so tiny, like a little model, and her hair, and she was so nice. She was so grateful. I was like, you're beautiful. And she was like, you're beautiful. And I'm like, okay, girl, not like you, though. But yeah, so we get to the reunion. Oh, and she revealed this thing about, like, this check that he got as a wedding present. And then he never told her about it. And she heard it from his mom, and that was shady. And that informed her saying no at the altar. Which, yeah, that was shady. That was shady. Rachel said, I appreciated the season that in the end the women did not let these men get away with giving nothing. Devon and Ben, both just pretending they've never had a thought in their head, was so frustrating. Yeah, and Joey, honestly, too, fits that criteria of, like, he was pretending, or he was just, like, giving no effort, but pretending he was there, all there, you know. And we hear more about that at the reunion. Yeah, the ladies were on them good. Okay, so at the reunion, she reinforces, so at the wedding she doesn't really get into the values thing that much, but at the reunion she talks more about it, and she doesn't want to out Devon because she is a class act. And yeah, like y'all are saying about the women, like, it was really nice to see these women, like, they were very classy, but also very strong in their beliefs, and they would, like, stand up for themselves while also being super polite and classy, which I don't know how they can do that, but she doesn't even want to out his beliefs because he didn't want to talk about them on camera, but she reinforced her own beliefs and that she supports the LGBTQ community and abortion rights, and also, you know, other religious beliefs and practices. Like, she respects all religions, which was just so nice. Like, she's a queen. This is, like, the Christian representation I will take any day, and I appreciate, like, just her saying, like, I support LGBTQ rights, like, outright like that is, like, a big deal on these shows. Like, in my world, that's, like, whatever, basic values, but in these shows, they're so basic and normie a lot of the time. It's, like, very refreshing to hear that, and from, like, a very faithful woman. So she's a queenie, and honestly, I wish I could have told her that when I met her too, that thank you for, like, standing up for the community. Like, that's fierce. I loved all the energy all the women came with, just so respectful, says Taylor. And Michael says they let Alex off the hook. I wish they pressed him on the allegations. Yeah, I think that's too messy for Netflix, and they're scared. Like, it's a deep rabbit hole, and they're just, like, they're shutting it down. Which I'm like, why are they bringing him out to all these things? Like, I was shocked to see him. Like, I didn't choose who the groups were for the photo ops, just to be clear. And he was there for one of them, but I was like, what the heck? This is a liability at this point, I think, but whatever. Yeah, I was pretty sure they were not going to get into that at the reunion, because that's, like, dark stuff that the Lachey's are not equipped to handle in any kind of sensitive way, I don't think. That was wild. But, okay, yeah. Devon and Virginia. Okay, yeah. She also mentions this, like, note from his ex that was on the nightstand that she found or saw, and that I feel like she said she didn't know it was his ex or something like that, and she just thought that was shady too. Like, he didn't show her the note or tell her about it, and his defense was that, like, he sees this person as a best friend, and it's very platonic. And they discussed the check also that led to the distress. So she just thought it was shady. And she let him have it as well after that. And because he was, like, defending himself. And also, she said, like, she put a lot of effort into his birthday present. And then he was, like, sassy about helping her carry it or something. And, like, you could have gotten that, which is just rude. Oh my God, yeah, where was Brittany at the reunion? She was at the South by thing, actually, but, yeah, she wasn't there. They had all these other Brando pod people, like the Megs and the Mollys. Okay. Well, so Devon is keeping this facade, and she kind of is not buying it, and she's like, you have not respected me. She's saying he ghosted her, and Molly, the queenie that she is, women supporting women, Molly and Madison are both like, yeah, you told us. She, oh, well, okay, no. Devon is telling people that Virginia ghosted him. And Virginia says that is not the case. And he was telling Molly and Madison this, so they came and were like, yeah, he said this. So, I don't know. Devon just feels like he has an on-camera persona and facade, and he's curating quite a bit. And Virginia let us know it's a facade. So, and I believe her. I believe her. She's fierce. Needed her to call out Devon for biphobia. Yeah, I mean, the only moment they had was that that conversation at like the sledding or the pod squad party they had. But like, Brittany seemed very like, I'm just gonna say my piece and move on with that. And like, I didn't like how you handled it. And then she's just like, I'm good, moving on with my life, and she left. But oh, they probably didn't want Brittany to be there due to the controversy. Because, yeah, she got engaged, and it was like a thing where he had only dated white women, and it was weird. And we don't know that much, or I haven't seen that much. But, yeah, it sounded kind of like shady and weird. Like, not on her end, on his end, the other guy, Mo. I don't even remember his name. We don't know that much. Interesting-ish Faye. Or maybe the people know more. But, yeah, he had, like, only dated white women and was weird about it. And Mo is black, I believe, so I don't know what happened there. But it sounded like Brittany was getting disrespected. That's as far as I can deduce. But yeah, we didn't get an update from her at the reunion. I should have talked to her at the time. She was running around so fast. I couldn't catch her. But she was very beautiful, and she had a fierce outfit on. And I love that she is our representation. But, I mean, his biphobia makes sense if Virginia is also implying he does not support LGBTQ rights. So, it all adds up. The math is mathing. Yeah, hate that for the only other black couple. Yeah, that's really weird sounding and sad. I mean, I don't know. I think they cut it out for her sake, maybe. I don't know. Okay, next. Virginia's a queen. I maintain it. Yeah. And Devon is Devon. I mean, he's not my cup of tea. He was very nice when I met him yesterday. But that's it. I just was trying to warm up talking to them. But yeah. Ben and Sarah. Next. Oh, I think he said he couldn't get there with a black woman. It sounded really bad. And I think Netflix was just like, we don't want to touch that. It's very deep. She also kind of implied he had a problem with Muslims as well. Yeah. Yeah, the LGBT, abortion, and other religions, as in Islam and stuff. Devon didn't want to tell us his real feelings. Interesting. Tell us. What are you afraid of? Okay, Ben and Sarah. Okay, the finale went how I dreamed it would. I was really happy. She said no, and that was like the big cliffhanger. And, well, I was disappointed to hear the updates, though, because it seemed like a no. It seemed like a no at the finale. Like, we're done. Because he was like, oh, maybe we can make it work. And she was like, we'll see. And I was like, the we'll see? That was crazy. I was dying at the we'll see at the altar. Like, oh, this sounds like a breakup. But the reason she said no was these value things and them not aligning. And honestly, post-wedding, Sarah was like so self-aware, so mature. I was just like, where has this side of her been all season? Because she still said yes to him after the Black Lives Matter comments, but she she's still thinking about it after the wedding, or like for her wedding decision. So it was like, why did you say yes? I don't know, whatever. Um, and she also implied, did y'all catch? She implied that he doesn't believe in vaccines, because we didn't see that previously in the season, but she mentioned it on the list of like things they don't agree on, which was like Black Lives Matter, gay rights, and then vaccines. And I was like, vaccines? Excuse me. Vaccines? Did you say that? Oh. Okay, let me read your comments. The more we learn about Devon, the worse he sounds. Yeah. Someone on Reddit said Devon's probably afraid to compromise his ability to blend into black spaces, which are not traditionally conservative. The more we hear about each guy, to be honest, besides Daniel. Yeah. Yeah, I'm surprised anything happened after the wedding. Ben just wanted to be on TV. Oh, absolutely. And, like, meeting him reinforced that 100%. The last, I guess it was Friday, because he was schmoozing everybody and the line, and he was loving it. He was loving it, y'all. And he was very nice to us and all. I'm not trying to be rude, but, like, it was just giving, like, I am living, and I've been waiting for this moment. Oh, bye, Michael. Thanks for joining in. Rachel says, I felt like Sarah's edit maybe was dirty because it felt like a complete 180. Yeah, I mean, I'm assuming this mature, self-aware self existed and maybe was shown throughout, but, like, or they had footage of it, but it wasn't shown in the edit because, yeah, I feel like she kind of hadn't said all this stuff out loud, and then she was like, yeah, we don't align on all these things, and he can never give clear answers. And yeah, the reunion, we see more, he was in it for the clout. Like, it's pretty clear. Yeah, Sarah talks a good game, but we never learned that she's done anything. She was still planning to live with Ben until she left for her job. So yeah, that was what was disappointing to me, learning about Sarah. So their update was that they still tried to date after. They lived together 1 to 2 weeks after the wedding, which I was like, girl, what the heck? Like, you were so... whatever. It was weird. And then she had to move to Nashville for 3 months for her job, and he works remote, and they had agreed to move together, kind of, or that he would at least be there for 2 weeks to up to 2 months. But then they seemed to have some final date before she moved. But when they parted this date, she thought, she took away that he was moving with her, they were all in, whatever, and then he took it as, like, more of a breakup. But basically, she moved to Nashville, and he texted her this very curated apology, allegedly, and basically breaking things off. And, like, he basically ghosted her, and it makes sense, like, cameras were down. And he was like, okay, I'm done with this. Cameras are for sure gone. Okay, we're done. And she says he kind of ghosted her. What was there was so much ghosting going on. I lost track of who was saying who was ghosting who. But yeah, it's so conflicted with Sarah because it's like she's saying all these things about, like, you know, his curiosity never progressed. He had no curiosity about these social issues. And she felt she didn't know him that well. But then it's like, why are you still dating him after that? Like, if you don't even know this guy. It's her fault. Joey was so disappointed. Yeah, we're about to get to Joey. I hate all the online negativity for Sarah for being woke. What the hell? Wait, she's getting online negativity for being woke? She's, like, barely, slightly has one eye cracked open, if we're talking about woke. I was disappointed in Sarah being so hung up over this lame white man. Honestly. And it's like, what is she doing? It's her false allyship. He looks like he has jaw implants. None of these people can have an adult conversation. Yes, I'm disappointed that she tried to make things work. I had higher hopes. Like the wedding, after the wedding, I had like my opinion of Sarah got a lot higher than it had the whole season. And then it was just like, wait, what? This update kind of just, it went down the drain. Sarah is snoozing, not woke. Yeah. I don't know what kind of hate she's getting. I don't condone any hate. Like, who cares? Like, live your lives. There's no time for reaching out to people directly. Like, it's not our business. But yeah, I was disappointed, and so yeah, so what happened? He ghost her? No. Oh yeah, he ghosted her. Kind of. He never reached back out until closer to the reunion, when he got advice from Jimmy, of all people, from season 6, to be on good terms with her, and he reached out to rehearse reunion questions. And everything just checks out with Ben. It's like he is there for the screen time. He is curating this. Everything he did on camera felt very like forced and unnatural and inauthentic, and just playing it up for the camera. And I said that the whole freaking time. And it checks out with what the TikTok girl said. She said the exact same thing. He's been trying to get famous. I saw on Reddit today, like, in bars in Minneapolis, Minnesota, wherever, he would pass out cards for his YouTube channel, like business cards, to subscribe to his YouTube channel. Which I'm like, am I supposed to be doing that? Should I print out cards for people to subscribe? Would I get more subscribers that way? No, I have a feeling that would not be a very effective way to get subscribers. But yeah, he's been trying to get famous. Everything checks out. He's trying to rehearse reunion questions. I'm glad Sarah aired that out, at least. I hate that it took him being a total asshole to her to, like, finally do something. And he was also at the reunion coming out the gate, like, it felt very PR, like he hired a PR firm to consult what he should say at this reunion to come off good to the public, because he was like, oh, I have a lot of privilege, and I didn't know my church's stance because it's never applied to me, and I'm growing and learning. I'm a work in progress. It's like what all the shitty men always say to get off the hook, and he's not off the hook. Like, this was very curated, very calculated. He couldn't even see how it was insane to reach out for camera strategies and not to see his girlfriend. Yeah. And he denies that he said he asked to rehearse reunion questions, but I don't believe it one bit. And Pam says, yeah, I've seen a lot of criticism on the women being hung up on not agreeing on a couple of things. Like, the political landscape is bleak right now. Yeah, no, these are major values they are not agreeing on. And it's weird. Like, why is she still trying? Well, whatever. He made it easy for her finally, ultimately, once cameras were down. And I didn't get to meet her at South by. She's the only one I didn't get to meet. She's an enigma to me. She called him breaking up via text when he was supposed to travel to her ghosting. And he called her not responding to his breakup text ghosting. Okay, yeah. Everyone was accusing everyone of ghosting. Or of saying, they were saying, oh, girl, I'm lost. But yes, he thought she ghosted him because she didn't respond to the scripted apology text because they felt very phony. And she was saying he ghosted her by, like, not moving when she expected him to move. And the other girls backed her up too, that, like, they did not break up before the moving happened, which Ben was trying to say, we broke up right before you moved. He's just backtracking. He's just trying to look good. Ben just feels so fake. He is. Everything I've, like, encountered, seen of him, it all checks out for that. He's there to be famous. He's trying to get on Perfect Match, probably season 4. He's down for it all. But And I'm glad that was kind of like the last thing Sarah said. Like, watching it back, she feels love bombed, and that he was phony and he was not authentic. So she got there. She got there slowly, like a glacier, but she got there. She got there. That was Sarah and Ben. I'm so glad to never talk about them again. Next is Joey and Monica. Monica, my new best friend. Me and Pam's new best friend. She talked to us. And she was so cool. And she was very emotional at the finale. Like, she had big feelings, for sure, against Joey. She felt like it's kind of the biggest reaction I've seen from someone on these shows, like watching themselves back and feeling very differently than what we saw in the season. Like, so they both said no at the altar. Technically, it kind of seemed amicable at the time, I thought, because it almost felt like they weren't surprised by each other's answer, and they were, like, addressing the guests, like, the audience is like, sorry, this is weird. It felt kind of like more as normal as it can get in this very weird scenario. But, yeah, so they both said no, and she just said, like, oh, she felt he wasn't 100%, and she revealed that she hadn't even said I love you to him. And he definitely hadn't. He had said, I have a lot of love for you. We talked about that. But I didn't even pay attention or realize she had never said I love you. And I was like, oh, I should have guessed. Or I should, if I was paying attention to that, I would have known it was a no at the altar. I was already feeling it was a no, but, it would have been more obvious. La bestie. Yeah. Did they fully break up recently? Ben gives me Ryan Seacrest vibes in a way I guess. Hey, he was schmoozing at the Love is Blind pop-up. He is probably trying to be a host. Kim says, I was so surprised she was so angry, but I get it. Not her fault, but I think Joey is gay and in the closet. I've seen some of those opinions about, like, a lot of the men on the season, honestly, from people, like, on Reddit and stuff too, and in y'all's comments. Yeah, no idea. We didn't see much. We didn't even see Joey's family. Like, I feel like I don't know anything about him. Aside from he, like, rolls in everywhere he goes. He rolled into the reunion on the longboard. But, yeah, Monica was, like, really upset watching back the season, and that he was, like, totally not into her, but dragging her to the altar. And he doesn't, and she, like, feels very embarrassed by it. I feel so bad. She's my close personal friend, just kidding. But I felt for her, like, and she didn't make Joey look bad. I mean, she was saying the facts. He was kind of dragging it out. Or, it's not a fact, I guess it's an opinion, but it did feel like that. And his defense was just like, they could never leave the friend zone, but he blames her sister about not being able to leave the friend zone. And even Nick Lachey, like, called him out, like, you're blaming the sister? Really? Because, like, you didn't even meet the sister till later. Like, what about the vacation they were on? Like, they weren't that lovey-dovey there either. It's weird. I don't know. His nervous laughter was pissing me off, not gonna lie, says Taylor. Did they ever kiss? I think they kissed at the reveal, but other than that, not really. I don't think. And they say, well, Monica says they got intimate twice, and he says once. So that's something. I don't know. But yeah, I think the sister blaming thing, like, that's a cop-out for sure. He just didn't have a spark. I don't know. Maybe she wasn't his type, even though she's very gorgeous. Yeah, maybe it's Kim's theory. Watching them reminded me of me and my gay best friend. It's fine to not be into someone, but just own up to it, my guy. Yeah, and that was Monica's problem. And it's a very fair problem to have. Joey saying family was his number one and blaming it on her sister when we never even saw his family. I mean, to be fair, I think they just cut it out because it was probably very boring. And we saw his sisters were like talking shit in the audience when Monica was all upset and like saying things about Joey, like mean things. His sisters were like in the audience, like offended. But like we don't even know his sisters. Yeah, we didn't get to see them. Also, how dare Monica is a smoke show. Yeah, she is. Can confirm. We hugged her. We were this close to her. Gorgeous. Jay says, see, I keep saying that Ben is DL. Yeah, I've seen the allegations about Ben, about Joey, about Dave. Even Daniel, I feel like I saw those early on. I thought Joey was like her. I was disappointed. I just thought he was quirky. Yeah, like, they were kind of like hiding under my nose for the first few episodes, or like the middle batch of episodes. And once I got to the later batch, I was like, oh, they really don't seem romantic at all, do they? And it kind of dawned on me, oh, it's a no at the altar. But I thought it might have been a yes from her and then a no from him. So I'm glad she got her no first. Oh, and apparently she was also feeling like he was into Madison and that he slid into her DMs after the Pod Squad party. And the message was like, according to Madison, loving the pink hair, wish we could have talked more. So yeah, that was not appropriate, and she was also very hurt about that. His OCD could be related to suppression. Oh my god, we're getting armchair expert up in here. Joey really disappointed me. Yeah, I thought he seemed like especially compared to the other guys, like, you know, the bar's on the ground, or the bar's in hell, I should say. But Joey seemed like an okay guy, and we still don't know much about him, but yeah, it was disappointing that Monica feels so bad. Like, I don't know, it just makes me feel like, what's his deal? But we don't know. And yeah, blaming the sister, you know, he just can't own up to anything, it seems like. That's his main problem. And Monica just felt led on. That and again, like all these ladies, I feel like at the end got their last word and were like, you were shitty in this way. I put in all this effort and you did not. So they were telling the boys like it is. Oh, and they really like latched on to Monica's like family stuff. Like they had a sock bin game at the reunion where they all threw a sock into the bin, and then at the end they ended with a fam jam. So Monica, you will always be famous. And that's a good thing to be known for, I feel like. Her family, like, yeah, him talking about like family's so important to me, like her family is clearly so, you know, strong and supportive and tight. It's like she clearly shares that value, but it's whatever. She looked very Latina at the reunion in her pretty red dress. Yes. The men this season cannot just say what they feel and they have to blame it on a sister. Yeah, why was the sister thing so huge? I can't with that. She wasted her time. Yeah, can't own up to anything, describes almost every man on the show. The fam jam was cute. Yeah. The sock throwing. Yeah. Good for her for having like really wholesome branded things for Love is Blind to like latch onto. Like, I was worried. I don't know yet, actually. I hope she doesn't get like hate online because, you know, the internet hates angry women. Because when I was seeing it, it felt like very warranted anger, and it doesn't feel like anything, like she's trying to be nasty to Joey or anything. I think she's just like getting her feelings out. And she had a lot of feelings watching the show back. Yeah, Joey wasted her time. That's the gist of them. Okay, finally. Okay, those were all our weddings. Poor sweet Monica. Yeah. Joey very much felt like he just had never had to put in effort to have girlfriends, family like him before. Yeah, and Nick put it in a good way, Nick Lachey, that was it a chicken or the egg thing where her sister didn't like him because he was like withdrawn and not romantic, which is very fair too. And he didn't really have a good answer to that. Okay, she seemed very reasonable and respectful, so I doubt she'll get hate. She didn't come off that angry. Okay, more like sad and frustrated. Yeah, that's how I felt. The internet is very like, it can be very, I don't know, one-dimensional about things. I love Lauren's makeup and hair. Yeah, Lauren looked good. She looked great. Okay, yeah, we're moving on. Jay, thank you for the segue. Dave and Lauren are next. There are a couple that fell mid-season. And Dave also felt like, he came humbled at the reunion. And it felt more authentic than Ben, whatever Ben's spiel was about like, oh, I'm so privileged and I have learning to do, whatever he said. Dave looked humbled, and I bet he has been humbled by the internet the most out of anyone on the cast, because the sister thing was so big and he was such a mess this whole season. And okay, so obviously first question out of the gate was like about the sister and what does the sister think of all this? And he's just like, oh, ironically, it's like her big fear was that I would be shown in a bad light. And, well, her fear came true. And we still did not see the frickin' sister at the reunion. Like, what kind of... we need to see the sister. The only evidence I've gotten is like a random grainy Instagram photo I saw once of Devon and the sister, allegedly. But that's all we got. Experts will say it's Photoshop. But, yeah, Jay, I'm convinced Dave's sister doesn't exist, and she is really a mop in David's closet. Dave was saying what he knows he should. He could grovel at her feet better, though. She deserves it. Edged by David's sister. Yeah, I mean, I don't, I do still think he was very prepared for the reunion. Like, like saying what he needed to say, and like Lauren would say something like she said like, oh, I was light years ahead of you watching it back, and she was. That's tea. But he agrees with her. Like, he's not fighting Lauren's frustrations, anything like bad she's saying about him, and that's the best way to do it. If you're a villain on these shows, just show up humble as you can, and people will still hate, but like, that's all he can do. Rachel says, I agree, Dave seemed more genuine than Ben, but unfortunately he did not have those feelings until that guy proved himself to be shady. He never believed Lauren on her own merit. Absolutely. And that was shady. I mean, he seemed to be honest and be taking accountability, but yeah, he admitted only recently he learned that the friends with benefits guy, the other boogeyman of their relationship, was not to be trusted. He was a clout chaser. He was making up all this crap, telling his friends to get back to the sister, and that he wanted to be on Netflix, basically. And even though people had warned him that this would happen, that clout chasers would try to get up in your business, he still believed this random guy instead of Lauren up until very recently when the reunion was filmed. So, he was owning up to it. It's all he can do. But yeah, it's shows poorly on his character. And he, I think, learned his lesson. I don't know. We'll see. But Lauren should stay away. Please, Lauren, stay away from freaking Dave. We don't need another Sarah and Ben situation. Let's let it rest, please. Yeah, he didn't own up to leading on Molly. That's true. So we get a Molly update. And Lauren's not buying it either, actually. She was like, because they asked him, is Lauren the one who got away? And that answer seemed like bullshit. He was like, yeah, honestly, yeah. Like, okay, guys, sure. And she's not buying it. She's like, you have my phone number, and you've had it for a year. So, what's the tea? And he also denies not giving the letter to the sister, which I also don't believe. He says he gave the sister the letter eventually, but the sister had made up her mind already about it. And they still bring up the thing of, like, he keeps saying his family loves him. They would have made it happen if he really wanted it to. And then now at the reunion, he's saying he can't force his family and friends to meet her. We still don't know the story. It's that he was being difficult. It was all him, obviously. I mean, in my opinion. But yeah, it was just like, we never got a resolution to that because there is none, because those are contradictory things. He was not into her. Yeah, talk about taking the easy way out. The easy way, but making it so much more difficult than just saying, hey, I don't think it's working out. You know, wishing you the best. Bye. Dave has barely changed. He was still lying. Maybe Dave, Joey, and Ben will find comfort in each other. Yes, he never believed her on her own merit. So crappy. Yeah. And Devon, too, homophobe. I mean, birds of a feather, y'all. They have each other, at least. So, yeah, Dave seemed more genuine than Ben, but I'm not saying he was, like, doing great or anything. I think he was just, like, he's just been humbled. Like, I think the internet has been whacking him for a few months, probably to, like, an excessive amount. I mean, when we talked to Meg and Monica for a little bit, they talk about, like, they get death threats, and it's like, why would Meg and Monica be getting death threats? That makes no sense. So imagine, I'm sure the villainous people are getting it worse. So, like, he just looked, like, kind of defeated, but he was still, you know, not giving any clear answers, or, you know, he's still denying giving the letter. And Lauren, even, again, the women are class acts on this season. She defends him to the haters online and saying, like, the hate is excessive. You know, he was not a good partner, but he's not a narcissist. He's not a manipulator. So, even then, even Lauren, like, so classy. So classy. She did not have to do that. She is being generous, doing him a favor. Just the entire season, I felt was so bad for Lauren. She felt like she had to prove herself. Yeah, no, horrible. Like, I love Lauren. She's so nice. She seems so, like, normal and nice. Like, there's nothing to question about her integrity, in my opinion. Dave wanted badly not to be the bad guy, and yet, yeah, I mean, that's what I learned from Vanderpump. I told y'all, the shittiest men, shittiest partners will never break up with their partners. They will lie, cheat, and steal, and until they break up with them. I disagree with Lauren. I think Dave definitely has narc traits and tendencies. I think she's just trying to help. She knows that she's doing whatever she can and being, like, very altruistic because she knows her word will mean something to the fans. Not you, but at least some fans. To be fair, seeming more genuine than Ben is the lowest possible bar. Exactly. I feel like there's always one depressed man on the reunion. At least one. He was the Trevor of this season. She still gave him so much grace. I needed that Madison energy from her. Madison was so... I can never hate Madison. I know y'all, some of y'all get it though. There were some comments that Y'all get it. But some of y'all were like, bitch, why would you like Madison? Um, oh no, isn't it the consequence of my own actions? He can stay sad. Yeah, he can. Honestly, if what Dave says is true about his friends and family essentially digging their heels in and refusing to meet Lauren, it kind of makes me feel bad for him. And that's what Molly said, and she said it to his face. She was like, if this is the case, what Coach Laura just said here, fuck your friends, actually. And she just said it. That was a fierce Molly moment. She stays being like a normal person and being direct and fierce. And we get our little Molly update. She regrets saying that she's the girl version of Dave, which, yes, we understand. And yeah, she talks about the lies that he kept telling her she was his number one, which he did, and then he lied about it. Totally. And we saw that. We saw that in 4K. Like, he was gaslighting me. I talked about that. I was like, did he say he was... I was questioning myself, and I had to, like, rewind and see, yeah, he was telling Molly she was number one, and then telling Lauren, I've never said Molly was my number one. And he's still not owning up to it, really, at the reunion. And she, like, reinforces the stuff that she already said about, like, yeah, fuck your friends, and you could have made it happen off camera. And also, she's bi. Molly. She, I mean, it alluded to it. She didn't call herself bi, but I guess the Lachey's knew. Maybe she said it somewhere already, but I missed it. But yeah, she was bi vibes. Hell yeah. Because she was like, because they asked her about her love lives, and she's like, oh, I've hated men the past year. And they're like, what about any ladies? And she's like, I'm open to it. Bi queen. Yes. Thank you, Jay. Yes, thumbs up the live. I appreciate it. It's been a fun season. Okay, we're almost done. We just have I don't even want to talk about this mess. Who cares? So the Mason and Meg, Alex and Madison mess. They do show Meg and Mason's little reveal thing, their little video, which we had already kind of seen. But they are not dating. Which when we met her, she was kind of like giving a secret tea, like NDA approved through ways, nonverbal ways. She was kind of like hinting they weren't together. But yeah, but they are close friends, and she was like defending him hardcore. I was like, girl, you're doing too much. Like, he can handle himself, you know. Let's let him fight his battle with Madison. I don't know what the deal was, but they're just friends, and they tried dating on and off. It didn't work out. And Madison felt they were a better match than, I don't know, it was a whole thing. Like, the two boys, Alex and Mason, kind of ganged up on Madison, and they were both like, once we watched it back, you were like so two-faced, so different in either relationship. You were also like she was flip-flopping between who was her number one, and apparently she was validating Mason a lot, and, you know, but then ended up choosing Alex anyway. I don't care. I'm like, I don't care about these boys and how much they hate Madison or want to pretend to hate her, when, you know, if she booty called them, you know, they wouldn't think twice. I'm just saying, I don't I don't put it past any man, you know. But Meg is calling Madison out because Madison is being very like, I don't know, she kind of flip-flops. She goes back and forth because apparently in an interview she called Mason manipulative, but at the reunion she was like, I don't think he's manipulative, no hard feelings. But Meg is like, but in interviews you're bashing him. I feel like Meg is in a similar, or trying to do a similar thing of that Lauren is with Dave, of like, she's probably seeing a lot of Mason hate firsthand, and trying to like defend him from that. But it's just confusing and muddy, and I'm like, I don't care. It was off camera. It's all he said, she said stuff of people I don't care about. There's bigger fish to fry with Alex, so I don't even care what he has to say. Also, Madison is accusing Alex of, like, being different on camera versus off camera, which I believe that completely. And, like, apparently Alex was talking shit about Mason once they met up in real life, and that's when she brought out the receipts of the screenshots of texts where he was just being shady to Mason and Meg. Like, just kind of like bullying type comments, like texting, but it wasn't like explicit, but it was like skull emojis. Like, skull emoji, like, are we adults here? Like, this foursome feels like I'm a teacher at a high school, and I'm trying to find out who's in trouble, and I can't figure it out because what what is, it's all like childish teen behavior, like emojis, skulls, like. But I believe it. I believe that Alex is shady about Mason because he seems like a shady person off camera, and it's hard to trust him with all the information that's not about him. So yeah, I don't understand, but I'm fine with Madison. She's a little messy and whatever, but I believe her mostly when she says things about these men, because I don't trust these men, And for Mason, I don't think they're saying anything bad about him. I think Mason's more on the defensive of, like, Madison is saying stuff in the press about him and keeps saying, like, he's shady, he's a liar, or whatever. And Mason's, like, mad about that. I don't know. Yeah, seeing Alex was painful, knowing everything. So disgusting. Yeah. The texts were petty and minuscule, but I believe her. No, yeah, I believe Alex was shady. Because he was also kind of gagged by the receipts. He was just like, oh. Like, he didn't really, like, deny anything. Yeah, she burned him with the receipts. He had nothing to say. They went in on Monica's family. They wanted to hate Madison like she wasn't right. Yeah, I mean, I just see a lot of hate for her, and I'm like, who cares? Like, she's a little dramatic, but Alex and Mason pretending Madison is a shapeshifter because she spoke to two different people differently. It was so dramatic. Yeah. And also, like, to me, I'm like, none of you ended up engaged anyway. Like, you didn't lose. I don't know what, like, these relationships in the pods is not anything. You didn't even spend all that time with each other or, like, get nitpicked post pods. Like, it's all like what could have beens and whatevers, and it's like, well, we're not gonna care about that. Sorry. So weird to end on that note. But that was it. That was everybody. We didn't see Brittany. I would have liked to see her get an update. But yeah, it'd be too, I don't know, it might be dicey with the secret engagement she had. She's the drama we need for TV. Like, I cannot hate that. I know, that's what I was saying. People were saying on my first video, like, oh, I stopped watching this video as soon as you said, like, you like Madison for the drama. And I'm like, bitch, what? You're watching reality TV? Like, what do you want? So yeah, that was episode. Oh, let's do time capsule. I did make one. I barely had time. The daylight savings was kicking my ass. The edit was kicking my ass. Editing the vlog. But I did make a little time capsule of the season. Honestly, not much for the time capsule because the season was a little on the dry side, on the bland side. We've been saying it all season, and I could use y'all's input on more stuff because I did not have that much for the time capsule. I did my best. Madison is cool and cute. I want to see more of her, and I think we will. I think she'll be on Perfect Match. She could go on Love Island if she wanted to. She would be fierce on Love Island, honestly. Okay, so here's my time capsule for season 8. So this is like a tradition I do. Just like if I'm thinking about a season, what objects, what major things would I put if I were making a time capsule of the season? And I got this idea from like a Drag Race recap podcast I listen to, and they do it for Drag Race. All Right Mary is the podcast, and they're very funny. So it's just like a fun way to like encapsulate the season. Do I have it? Is this? Here's my notes. Okay, this is the time capsule for Love is Blind. So, let me get chat up here. Okay, not that much in the time capsule, honestly. Rachel says, somehow the whole season was even less compelling than Garrett's glow up. I mean, yeah, I would not put these season moments above Garrett's glow up. That's for sure. But yeah, okay, so in the time capsule, I'll start from the top right. The Beryllian, of course. It's an easy thing to put in the time capsule. The stuffed animal that Madison tried to give Alex. The Christmas stockings. I couldn't find them with the letters, but you get the idea. The Christmas stockings. The Inception DVD and Her for Mason and Megs. Questionable taste in movies. Dave's sister, we'll never know who she is, but she's in there. We gotta stuff her in that time capsule because she was key to the season. I can't believe she wasn't at the reunion. That's so annoying. I just put a pride flag to symbolize, LGBTQ, some bi representation. This is the gayest season yet. Let's just say, we have Molly. We had Brittany earlier in the season, and we have a lot of, discussion about rights, unfortunately. So, pride flag. The sock bin, of course, easy time capsule. The basketball for Devon and his so thoughtful gift to Virginia. A basketball. A little sled thing, whatever these are called. I just needed something to represent snowy, cold, because the season was very cold. It was snowing during the weddings. So, something Minnesota-y. That's all we got. And the Bible. The Bible is the most persistent object in the time capsule. It's been there the past 3 seasons. Honestly, as long as I've been doing the time capsule, the Bible has been there because there's a lot of Christians on the season. Closeted man children. Yeah, we can interpret the pride flag all kinds of ways. It belongs in the time capsule. But that's everything in the time capsule. Like, I could not think of more. Someone said, what'd you say? Madison screenshots. Yeah, that's a new one. When I made this, I had not watched the reunion. So her little crumpled up armpit text screenshots, that were not the most damning, but I believe her in this household. Yeah, that's the time capsule. Kind of uneventful. Maybe like the elderly wigs. One of the wigs could go in here. That's like it. Yeah, there wasn't much. Like other seasons, I had like 3 or 4 slides for the time capsule. I think last season I had like a fashion category, a food category, an objects category. And this one I was just like, it all fits in a little one. So yeah, that is season 8 in a nutshell. And yeah, I've had a fun time recapping season 8. This is it. This is the party or the funeral, however you want to view it. And yeah, very fun weekend. Randomly got to meet these people. They're very glossy in person. They are mugged up. Their makeup, like the ladies especially, their makeup is like, they're beat. um, and it's very beautiful. And they're very nice. And let's hope Denver is spicier. Yeah, I'm hoping for the best for Denver. I mean, I'm hoping for more variety and beliefs I would like. I really enjoyed that about DC in hindsight, that there was more of a spectrum with like conservatism and liberal, at least. Like, this season felt very conservative on the men's side, and the women were like, more liberal for sure, but having to like compromise, I don't know, it's annoying. So I feel like Denver will be interesting, or at least crunchy, at least environmental people, I don't know, we'll see. Granola, I'm into it. It's more Austin vibes, honestly, and I'm waiting for an Austin season. I was mad when I saw Chelsea, the casting Chelsea. I was like, I should have told her, make an Austin season, girl. When's it coming? Because I bet I would be like 1 degree of separation from like everybody on that season, because I'm like the age of the cast of Love is Blind. So I'm sure it'd be like people I went to college with and stuff. But yeah, thanks so much for coming on the ride. Check out the vlog. It was a fun time. Sorry it's a little crunchy. It's not my tea to be vlogging. But yeah, all in all, kind of a boring season. It livened up for me when I actually got to meet the people. Like, that was like an exciting bonus. But the season on its own, like y'all said, it's an unseasoned season. Hoping for crunchy vibes. Austin would be rad, yeah. We got season 1 of The Ultimatum. That's all Austin gets. But thanks so much for being on this journey, as always. We'll be right here for Denver. Oh, as always, like, comment if there are other shows I should check out, or just reality shows you love. I'm always looking for more. And yeah, thank you so much for being here. Thanks so much for everyone in the chat. Shout out Money Beads, Kim, Scribble, Bailey Ann, Rachel, Taylor, McKinney, Interesting-ish, Faye. Pam was here earlier. Pam from the vlog fame. She was so fun this weekend. Oh yeah, Pam, you're here. Love to hate the show with you. Yeah, we're haters, but we're in our corner, and we're not gonna hate to them. We don't need to reach out to them to hate. We're happy here in our corner, hating our butts off. So yeah, hope you have a good night. Hope you have a good week ahead, and we'll be back for season 9. I don't know why that number freaked me out. Like, we're almost at 10. Thank you so much. Yeah, that's always so fun. Thank you. We'll be back, and I'll see what other random videos I make. I think there's a new Queer Ultimatum in the works, from what I've heard, and I'm itching for that one. I mention it like every time, but like, they've been like holding that one hostage, and that's a really fun one. So hopefully this year we get that one. And yeah, just keep an eye on the channel, subscribe if you enjoyed, and yeah, you can follow me at Miscellaneous. I'm not very good at posting, but on Instagram I generally post when I'm live and stuff. I thought I put my social handle, but it disappeared. Anyway, hope y'all have a good night, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye.